Have you ever laid in bed, exhausted, but sleep just won't come? Not because of noise, not because of caffeine, but because of something deeper, a whisper of regret, a memory from 30 years ago, a quiet ache in your chest you can't quite name. After 60, sleep changes. The body doesn't respond the way it used to, and the mind, it gets louder in the dark. But what if sleep was never just about the body closing down? What if it was a spiritual transition, one we were never taught how to cross? In this video, we'll walk that path together. Through Buddhist wisdom, gentle breathwork, loving kindness, and a full-body sleep ritual, we'll not only invite rest, we'll welcome it like an old friend. If you felt alone in the night lately, this is for you. Crescent Moon, and if you'd like more videos like this, gentle cinematic meditations to help you rest, let go, and heal, feel free to subscribe. This space is yours too. Now take a breath, and let's begin. Part 1. When the body no longer obeys. There comes a time, somewhere quietly beyond 60, when the body starts whispering secrets it never used to tell. Not loud ones, not dramatic ones, just soft signs. You lie in bed at 10 p.m., a warm blanket over your legs, the same one you've used for years. The room is dark, quiet, familiar, but sleep no longer arrives like it used to, effortless, like a gentle tide rolling in. Now it lingers far out in the distance, just past the shoreline of your thoughts. Your eyes close, but the mind stays open, and the body fidgets. It aches. It remembers too much. Maybe your knees remind you of every stair you've climbed in life, or your back, once strong and proud, now pulses gently beneath the mattress, asking for softness you can't quite find. There's a stiffness to stillness now, a resistance in the very place you come seeking peace. And in that dark, quiet room, a deeper truth begins to echo. The body you once moved without thought is now asking you to listen, to slow down, to learn again how to rest, not just sleep. This part of life, this sacred season after 60, is not a failure of strength. It's not a punishment or a defect of aging. It's a calling, a spiritual invitation in disguise. And Buddhism has always known this. The Buddha too grew old. His knees ached, his breath slowed, and when his disciple Ananda asked why he still meditated so deeply, even in his final years, the Buddha smiled and said, "Because even now the body is a guest house, and the mind, when quieted, can still touch the eternal." That's what this episode is about. Not how to chase sleep like a pill or a fix, but how to honor the body and welcome rest, deep spiritual rest, as a gift of presence. Not every night will bring perfect sleep, but every night can still offer peace. Let me tell you a story. There was an elderly woman in northern Vietnam, small, silver-haired, with eyes that always seemed half-lidded, half-dreaming. Her grandchildren called her Ba Tin, which means grandmother stillness. No one knew her real name anymore. She had lived past 80, and people said she hadn't needed an alarm clock for decades. "Ba Tin," a neighbor once asked, "how do you sleep so easily at your age?" She chuckled, her voice like the creaking of bamboo. "I don't sleep," she said. "I rest." The neighbor blinked. "What's the difference?" She closed her eyes, drew in a long breath, and whispered, "Sleep is when the body disappears. Rest is when you become the earth again." This old woman didn't chase sleep like most people. She didn't worry about how many hours she got, or whether she woke up in the night. Instead, she practiced something deeper, the art of lying down with acceptance, of sinking instead of struggling. That night, the neighbor tried it. She lay in bed and imagined her bones becoming roots. Her breath slowed, her mind softened, and though she still woke at 2 a.m., it no longer felt like a failure. It felt like a gentle rising from stillness. This is the beginning of your practice too. Not forcing the body to obey like it used to, but learning the language of surrender. A softer kind of power, a deeper kind of meditation. Tonight, before you lie down, I invite you to release a very old idea, that sleep must come in a perfect, unbroken line. Because the truth is, the body after 60 has its own rhythm. And trying to control it with the same urgency we used in our 30s and 40s only brings more tension. Instead, what if you entered bed the way a monk enters a temple? With reverence, with humility, with the understanding that even if sleep never arrives, your presence is already holy. So take a moment now. Feel the breath moving through you, shallow or deep, however it is. Feel the support beneath your body, mattress, cushion, floor, or earth. Feel the weight of your limbs. You are not broken. You are simply transitioning into a new way of resting. In Buddhism, there's a meditation called the 4 Foundations of Mindfulness. And the first one is the body, not the thoughts, not the soul, but the body itself. Why? Because when we connect to the body without judgment, we begin to return to something profoundly honest. So many older adults lie awake not just because of aches, but because of the story they tell themselves about those aches. That they're failing, that they're behind, that something's wrong. But what if there's no story to fix? What if every sensation, every stiffness, every sigh is a bell calling you to come home? You're not here to control the night. You're here to meet it. You're not here to force silence. You're here to become it. And maybe, just maybe, that's why sleep eludes so many elders, not as punishment, but as a doorway, a threshold between the world of doing and the world of simply being. So tonight, let's begin there. Let go of the goal. Let go of the timeline. Let go of the clock whispering you need 8 hours. Instead, turn toward the body with the gentlest question. How can I hold you tonight? Not to fix you, but to listen. In the next part, we'll go deeper into a simple Buddhist posture called the lion's rest, and a breathing ritual monks have used for centuries to rest without clinging to sleep. But for now, just rest as you are. No pressure, no perfect, only presence. Because the body no longer obeys the way it used to, but perhaps that's the beginning of true surrender. And true surrender is the first step to real rest. Part 2, the lion's rest, a Buddhist posture for peace. They say a lion, when resting, does not sleep like the prey. He lies down with dignity. He breathes deeply. He does not curl up in fear or collapse in exhaustion. He simply rests, alert but at ease, still but powerful. The Buddha himself, it is said, often lay in what came to be known as the lion's posture. On his right side, one hand beneath the cheek, legs gently bent, and his gaze lowered, not in defeat, but in calm awareness. This posture wasn't just for sleep. It was for awakening. And perhaps tonight, it can be for you too. Let's begin gently. If you are able, lie on your right side now. Not perfectly still, not stiff like a statue, just naturally with ease. Let the head rest softly on your hand or a pillow. Let the legs bend slightly, just enough to soften the hips. Let the left arm rest lightly on your body or in front of you. Now take a deep breath, not to control, but to feel. Let the breath rise through your belly, not the chest, slow, full, like waves rolling over sand. And listen, not just to my words, but to the language of your bones. You are not lying down to fall asleep. You are lying down to remember what it feels like to be safe, to be rooted, to be held by the earth. This is the lion's rest. It is not a trick for better sleep. It is a return. In Buddhist monasteries, monks are often taught to rest in this position before long meditations. Not because it's magic, but because it balances the body, calms the breath, and gently awakens awareness. It is a posture of trust. And trust, dear one, is what begins to crumble after 60. Not because we've lost faith in the world, but because we've started doubting our own body. We ask questions like, will I wake up tomorrow? Is this pain a warning? What if I never sleep deeply again? And that's okay. These are human questions. But Buddhist wisdom invites us not to fear them, just to breathe with them. Because even the Buddha in his final days rested this way. Even he, with all his enlightenment, needed to surrender his body back to the ground. And when you rest like this, you are not less than him. You are simply becoming what he became, a being in harmony with change. Now close your eyes if you haven't already, and picture a lion. Not fierce, not roaring, but a lion under a tree, eyes half shut, breath slow, trusting the wind. That lion is in you, not to dominate, but to dignify the act of lying down. So many people over 60 feel ashamed of their fatigue. They joke about falling asleep in chairs or nodding off during conversations. But let me offer another way to see it. You are not slowing down. You are arriving. The body knows it cannot rush anymore, so it begins asking you to listen, and the lion's rest is the answer. In Buddhist practice, there is a meditation called recollection of the body. It's a simple ritual. You lie down, breathe, and bring awareness to each part of the body. Not to judge it, but to offer it love. Let's do that together now. Just a few minutes. I'll guide you through it gently. Bring your attention to the top of your head. Feel the skin, the slight temperature difference from the air. Now breathe into that space, not literally, but with awareness. Now your forehead. Is there tension? Let it melt just 10%. That's all. Move to your eyes. Let them rest back in their sockets, as if they were sinking into water. Your cheeks, your jaw. If you feel tightness, don't fix it, just acknowledge it. Let it be. That is kindness. Down now to the neck, the shoulders. How much have they carried today? This week? This life? Say to them silently, you've done enough. Let that mantra repeat softly. You've done enough. You've done enough. Now your chest. Feel the breath like wind through an open temple. Then your belly, soften it. Let it rise and fall like a lotus on the surface of a lake. Your back, your arms, your legs, each one, a field that has grown tired after the harvest. There's no more plowing tonight, only rest, only the sacred stillness that grows when we stop trying to fix the night. Now here's the secret. Even if sleep does not come, rest will. And that rest is what the body really craves after 60. The Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh once said, when we rest deeply, healing happens without our control. Just like the earth heals itself when left untouched. You don't need to force healing. You just need to allow it. And this posture, the lion's rest, is a sacred way of saying to your body, I trust you. I'm not fighting you anymore. In fact, you can say those words now, out loud or silently. I trust you. I'm not fighting you anymore. Let those words echo in your bones. Because here's the deeper truth. Your body is not your enemy. Your body is your friend who's grown quiet with age. A friend who just wants to sit beside you, under the stars, and breathe. That's all. So tonight, let this posture hold you. Let the floor or mattress beneath you feel like the arms of the earth. Let your thoughts come and go like fireflies, brief, flickering, harmless. And if you wake in the night, if your eyes open to darkness again, don't panic. Just remember, the lion too wakes, but he doesn't fear the dark. He just shifts his weight, takes a breath, and returns to the rhythm of rest. So can you? So will you? This is your practice now. Not to chase sleep like prey, but to become the lion. Still, aware, peace. In the next part, we'll explore a powerful breathing technique from the Buddhist tradition called counting the waves, which helps calm the restless mind and soothe the aging nervous system. But tonight, just lie like this. Right side, soft breath, eyes closed, and say one more time, I trust you. I'm not fighting you anymore. This is not the end of sleep. It is the beginning of surrender. And in that surrender, peace waits, quietly, patiently, like the lion beneath the tree. Part 3, Counting the Waves. A breathing practice for the restless mind. Have you ever stood by the ocean late at night? Not to swim, not to photograph it, just to listen. At that hour, when the world grows quiet, the sea stops being a place and starts becoming a rhythm. The waves come in, the waves go out. Inhale, exhale. And if you listen long enough, something magical happens. The mind, which had been chasing thoughts like gulls over a stormy shore, begins to slow, to soften, to match the breath of the water. That's what we're practicing now. Not a technique to force sleep, but a rhythm, a return. A Buddhist monk once said, "The breath is the bridge between body and mind. When it is still, the whole world is still." Tonight, we cross that bridge together. You're still in the lion's rest, lying gently on your side, breath quiet, body supported. Now I want you to imagine that your breath is the sea, not a loud, crashing sea, but a moonlit bay, calm, deep, timeless. Each inhale is a wave rolling in. Each exhale is a wave rolling out. And just like the sea, the breath does not need to be controlled. It only needs to be witnessed. Let's try something simple, something ancient. The practice is called counting the waves. It's a breathing meditation that has been passed down quietly for centuries. Teacher to student, elder to child, because it works like the tide. Slow, patient, steady. Here's how it goes. Breathe in slowly and silently count 1 in your mind. Breathe out gently and feel the body soften. Breathe in again. Count 2. Breathe out. Release. You continue up to 10. Then you start again at 1. No rush, no goal. And if your mind wanders, as it will, you don't scold it. You just begin again, like the waves. Let's practice together now. I'll guide you through 1 full cycle. Inhale 1. Feel the breath touch the base of the lungs. Exhale. Feel the body soften. Inhale 2. Let the air fill you slowly, like water rising in a still lake. Exhale. Let it pour out like a sigh. Inhale 3. Notice the coolness of the air at the nostrils. Exhale. Feel the warmth as it leaves. Inhale 4. Let the shoulders drop just a little more. Exhale. Feel gravity do the work. Inhale 5. Notice the silence between breaths. Exhale. Rest in that stillness. Inhale 6. No tension, no judgment. Exhale. Just being here. Inhale 7. Feel the belly rise like a small wave. Exhale. And let it fall back into shore. Inhale 8. Allow the thoughts to come and go like clouds. Exhale with kindness. Inhale 9. This moment is enough. Exhale. And let go. Inhale 10. Full breath, nothing held back. Exhale. And return to the beginning. Now begin again. 1. Softly. This practice may seem simple, but it touches something profound. Because in a world that has taught us to rush, to fix, to perform, especially when it comes to sleep, this is the radical act of doing nothing, of allowing. And when you're over 60, this kind of allowing is not weakness. It's wisdom, the saying to yourself, I am done chasing. Now I rest like the sea without apology, without force. Let me share a story. There was once an aging monk in the hills of Kyoto. Every evening, just after dusk, he would walk to the edge of a small stream that ran behind the temple. He would sit on a worn stone, cross his legs, and begin counting his breaths. 1, 2, 3. A novice once asked him, Master, why do you keep counting? Haven't you been doing this for over 30 years? The old monk opened one eye, smiled gently, and said, Because every night I forget I am the water, and every breath brings me back. That's all we're doing here, coming back to the breath, to the body, to a kind of peace that doesn't depend on how many hours we sleep. Now I want to offer you something even deeper. As you count the breaths, try not to make the breath slow down. Just watch it, like you would watch the ocean. You'll notice something beautiful. The more you let go of control, the more the breath begins to slow on its own. Not because you forced it, but because you trusted it. This is one of the core teachings of Buddhist sleep meditation. Trust the breath to lead you home, not to a perfect night of sleep, but to presence, to quietness, to rest. Because rest in the Buddhist view is not just physical. It is mental, emotional, spiritual. When we rest with awareness, we begin to heal in ways the mind doesn't always understand. The nervous system softens, the heart rate drops, the mind opens, and slowly, sleep begins to arrive, not as a goal, but as a guest. Now, if you've lost count, if your mind wandered halfway through, good. It means you're human. It means the meditation is working. Because every time you return to 1, you're training the mind to come back to the present. And the present, after 60, is the only place where peace is truly found. Not in the regrets of the past, not in the worries of tomorrow, but here, with this breath, this body, this moment. So tonight, when you lie down, don't reach for sleep like a destination. Just lie in the lion's rest and begin. 1, 2, 3. And if you get to 10, start again. If you wake in the middle of the night, don't panic. Just return to the breath. 1, 2, 3. Like the ocean, like the wind, like the monks who have done this for generations. In the next part, we'll explore the Buddhist wisdom of Sankhara, how the mental formations we carry through the day shape our nights, and how releasing them can create space for peace to enter. But for now, you don't need to understand everything. You don't need to fix anything. You only need to breathe. And remember, the breath is always waiting. The waves are always ready. And sleep will come when the tide is right. Until then, just rest, like the lion, like the ocean, like you at peace with the night. Part 4. The mind that carries the day into night. There's a quiet truth many of us don't speak aloud. It's not the body that keeps us awake. It's the day we forgot to put down. At 60, 70, even beyond, sleep doesn't drift in on schedule. Not because we're too old to sleep, but because the mind is still carrying conversations, carrying worries, carrying memories that rise without permission. That thing your sister said last month, the bill you forgot to pay, the friend you miss but haven't called in years, that deep ache in the heart that whispers, did I do enough with my life? This is what the Buddha called Sankhara, the mental formations we accumulate like dust throughout the day. Thoughts we didn't mean to keep, emotions that stuck to us like burrs on a walk through tall grass, habits of worry, loops of guilt, echoes of old stories we haven't rewritten. And these sankharas, if unexamined, become the weight that presses against sleep. Not because they're evil, not because you've done anything wrong, but simply because you're human. Imagine the mind like a bowl of still water. Throughout the day, we toss pebbles into it, some big, some small. Comment, a regret, a headline, a fear. And by nightfall, the bowl is rippling, swirling, disturbed. The body lies down, but the water of the mind is still churning. So sleep becomes like trying to rest on the surface of a storm. But here's what Buddhist wisdom teaches us. The mind can be cleared. The water can become still again, not by force, but by presence, by gently placing down the day, one thought at a time, one story at a time, one breath at a time. Let's begin together. Close your eyes again, or soften your gaze. Feel your body in the lion's rest, or however you are most comfortable right now. Let your breath guide you, not deep or shallow, not perfect or measured, just natural, like wind through a quiet valley. Now picture your mind as a room, a quiet, dimly lit space. No walls, no roof, just stillness. In this room, imagine that every thought or concern from your day is a small object you've been carrying. One by one, you begin to set them down. That email you forgot to respond to, gently place it on the shelf. That conversation you replayed 5 times, set it beside you like a book you no longer need to read. That mistake from 20 years ago, place it in a small box, not to forget it, but to free yourself from holding it. You are not throwing anything away. You are releasing them. For now, just for tonight. The Buddha once said, "Do not carry with you what you cannot lay down." The burden is not yours forever. And yet, most of us have spent decades doing the opposite. We carry the pain of others. We carry identities long outgrown. We carry shame that never truly belonged to us. And when we lie in bed, hoping to fall asleep, it all rushes back. The mind begins sorting. What should I have done differently? Why did I say that? What if I never get another chance? But what if tonight, for the first time in a long time, you spoke back to the mind? Not with anger, not with force, but with kindness. You can say, "I see you thought. I carried you all day. Now it's time to rest." Like placing a stone gently at the foot of a riverbank. And then breathe. And with every exhale, repeat softly, "Not now. I am resting. Not now. I am resting. Not now. I am resting. Let that be your lullaby, your prayer, your permission. I once met an old Zen teacher in San Francisco who used to say, "Sleep doesn't come when we finish the day. It comes when we stop trying to finish the self." That line stayed with me, because for many people over 60, what truly keeps them awake is not the noise of the world, but the inner whisper that says, "Was it all enough? Did I love deeply? Did I miss something important?" These are sacred questions, but midnight is not the time for them. Buddhism teaches us that these questions arise not to torture us, but to remind us we are alive, still growing, still capable of healing, still becoming free. And freedom doesn't come by answering everything before bed. It comes by trusting that the answers will still be there in the morning, and that for tonight you are allowed to rest. There is a beautiful teaching in the Satipatthana Sutta, where the Buddha reminds us that mindfulness is not just something we practice when we're sitting up straight in a meditation hall, but in every posture, sitting, walking, standing, and yes, lying down. He encouraged his monks to be mindful even as they fell asleep, to see the transition between waking and dreaming as sacred, as a portal, not just a pause. And in this way, falling asleep becomes an offering, a return, a surrender of all that we are not. So if your thoughts rise again, about your children, your partner, your health, your future, don't resist them, bow to them, say silently, "Thank you for visiting. Now I rest," and return to your breath. 1, 2, 3. Like counting stars, like setting each burden down upon the sand. And remember this, you are not a mind that needs fixing. You are a being that needs space. And space does not arrive when we solve everything. It arrives when we let go of needing to solve. You don't need to solve your life tonight. You don't need to remember every task. You don't need to be anyone but who you are, right now, breathing gently in the dark. The mind that carries the day into night can also carry you into peace, if you let it, if you soften, if you forgive yourself enough to close your eyes. In the next part, we'll journey into a beautiful Buddhist practice known as Metta Bhavana, the meditation on loving kindness. We'll use it not just to send compassion out into the world, but to offer it back to the one who needs it most, you. But tonight, before we go, place the day down, place the thoughts down, place even your name down, and enter sleep, not as a body chasing unconsciousness, but as a soul returning home. Part 5, Loving Yourself to Sleep, a Buddhist practice of metta. There's a moment, somewhere between exhaustion and rest, when the body may be still, the mind may be quieter, but the heart still waits. It waits for something most people never think to give themselves at bedtime. Not silence, not darkness, not a glass of water or a pill on the nightstand, but love, a soft, patient love, the kind that does not demand anything in return, the kind we give so easily to others, yet forget to offer to the one person who lies awake night after night, ourselves. Tonight we change that. Tonight we practice metta, the Buddhist meditation of loving kindness, but not as a lofty ideal, not as a chant in a monastery, as a lullaby for the weary heart that lives inside you. In the earliest Buddhist texts, the Buddha said, "Just as a mother would protect her only child with her life, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings." But what's often forgotten is this: you are a living being too. You are one of those beings worth cherishing, no matter your regrets, no matter your wrinkles or your weariness, no matter how much you've forgotten or how many times you've tried to be strong for others. You right now deserve that same boundless heart. So tonight we begin not by reaching out, but by turning gently inward. Close your eyes. Feel the breath, soft, quiet, familiar. The ocean waves from before are still here. They haven't gone anywhere. And now, bring to mind an image of yourself. Not from today, not from when you were younger or stronger. Just you, as you are, right now. The person who has lived so much life, who has endured things few people know, who still tries, still cares, still carries so much. Picture yourself, not from the outside, but from the heart. and begin to repeat silently, as if speaking to a dear old friend. May I be at ease tonight. May I be safe. May I be loved. May I rest in peace. Say it again slowly. Let the words drop down like warm rain. May I be at ease tonight. May I be safe. May I be loved. May I rest in peace. If tears come, let them. They are not weakness. They are the body finally relaxing into truth. Because the truth is, you've spent so many years taking care of others, worrying, holding space, keeping things together. Now the heart is asking, will you take care of me too? And Metta is your answer. When Buddhist monks practice Metta before sleep, they begin with themselves, then expand outward in widening circles of compassion. You can do the same. After offering Metta to yourself, bring to mind someone you love deeply, a grandchild, a partner, a dear friend. Picture them smiling, resting, safe, and say softly in your mind, may you be at ease tonight. May you be safe. May you be loved. May you rest in peace. Feel the warmth of your care moving toward them, not as an obligation, but as a gift. And now expand a little further. Think of someone neutral, maybe the mailman, the woman at the pharmacy, someone you know, but don't know. Send the same wish. May you be at ease tonight. May you be safe. May you be loved. May you rest in peace. Then, if your heart is ready, bring to mind someone difficult, someone who hurt you, someone you haven't forgiven fully yet. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to justify them. But if you can, even just a little whisper, may you be at ease tonight. May you be safe. May you be loved. May you rest in peace. Why do this? Because resentment is heavy, and sleep only visits those who are willing to lay their burdens down. Metta doesn't excuse harm. It doesn't erase pain. It simply releases you from carrying it into the next dream. Finally, let your heart open to the whole world. The mothers nursing infants, the elders sleeping alone, the animals curled in quiet corners, the trees, the rivers, the stars, all of it, all of them, deserving of peace. And repeat once more, slow, simple, sincere. May all beings be at ease tonight. May all beings be safe. May all beings be loved. May all beings rest in peace. And then return to you, the one whose breath is steady now, the one whose heart has softened just a little. You've given love. Now receive it. Let's return to the first circle, yourself. Once more, like a warm blanket over the soul. May I be at ease tonight. May I be safe. May I be loved. May I rest in peace. This is your gift to your body, to your aging bones, to your beating heart that has loved more than anyone will ever know. This is not a trick. This is not a sleep hack. This is the path of awakening through kindness. And the great secret is, when you rest in love, the mind lets go, the body softens, and sleep comes, not as a stranger, but as a gentle friend. In the next part, we'll explore how memories, both joyful and painful, surface in the silence of night, and how Buddhist teachings can help us greet them with courage without being overwhelmed. But for now, you don't need to fix anything. You don't need to change. You only need to love and let yourself be loved. This is Metta. This is peace. This is the kind of sleep the soul remembers. Now rest. You've loved enough for one lifetime. And tonight, it's your turn. Part 6. When memories visit in the dark. Buddhist ways to hold what arises. It's always quietest, right before the memories come. You've done everything right. The lights are low. The breath is slow. You've counted the waves. You've offered Metta. And still, in the hush between heartbeats, the past arrives. Not as a scream, but as a whisper, as a face you haven't seen in decades, as a feeling from childhood, as the scent of a place that no longer exists. And suddenly, you're not in your bedroom anymore. You're back in that old kitchen, or standing on a street in your 20s, or hearing the sound of your mother's voice for the first time in years. Some of these memories arrive like old friends. Others come like ghosts. But all of them, whether joyful or painful, want the same thing: to be held. The Buddha knew this well. He said, Whatever has the nature to arise will pass. But he never said they wouldn't arise at night. In fact, the hours before sleep are when the mind, unguarded, softens its grip, and the hidden stories come forward. Sometimes we feel flooded. Sometimes we're swept into emotions we thought we'd buried long ago. Regret, grief, guilt, or even longing for something that never happened. And if we're not careful, we can begin to fear the quiet. We can begin to fear sleep itself, because we don't want to be alone with what surfaces. But what if the memories aren't here to haunt you? What if they're here to be seen? In Buddhist practice, we don't push memories away. We don't chase them or analyze them. We bow to them. Yes, even the hard ones. This is the practice of vipassana, clear seeing. When something arises in the mind, we don't say, "Why is this here?" We say, "This is here." And then we breathe. Try it now. Think of something that's visited you recently. A memory, a face, an old ache. Now, instead of spinning in it, step back gently in the mind. Notice it as if it were a cloud drifting across the moon. Say silently, "This too is a visitor. This too belongs, and this too will pass." You don't need to fix the memory. You don't need to relive it or figure it out. You only need to offer it the one thing it never received, a safe space to land. I once heard a story from a nun in Chiang Mai. She was in her 70s, soft-voiced, gentle in movement, like someone who had made peace with the world. She said that for years, she used to wake every night at 3:11 a.m., exactly that time, and always with the same dream. It was of her brother who had died young in the war. In the dream, he would stand in the doorway, silent, never speaking, never stepping forward. First, she was afraid. Then she tried meditating him away. Then she tried ignoring it. But he kept returning, night after night, doorway after doorway, until one evening, instead of trying to change it, she simply whispered in her dream, "You're welcome to stay." And he did. He stepped in. They sat together. And the next night he didn't come, not because he was gone, but because he had been seen. Sometimes that's all our memories want, to be seen, to be included, to be loved, not for how beautiful they were, but for how real they were. This is your practice tonight, not to block the memories, not to run from them, but to greet them like honored guests in your own temple. So if a face arises, someone you've lost, place your hand over your heart and whisper, "Thank you for returning. I see you now." If a regret surfaces, something you cannot undo, say, "You're part of me, and I forgive the part of me that didn't know better then." If joy arises, yes, even joy can make us ache. Say, "I remember, and that was beautiful." This is the healing power of stillness, because it's only in stillness that the stories we've buried can finally exhale. In the Satipatthana Sutta, the Buddha teaches us how to observe the mind without clinging or aversion. That means, when a thought arises, we don't say, "I am this." We say, "This is happening," just like a wave. It rises, it falls, and then peace again. Even now, as you listen, something may be rising in you. A memory, a sadness, a longing you thought you'd outgrown. Don't run, don't fight, just breathe, just witness, and say, "This is here, and this too will pass." Like wind through bamboo, like clouds over the moon, like dreams that fade at first light. So many of us were taught to push away emotion, to be strong, to move on, to let it go before we even had a chance to hold it. But Buddhism invites a different path. Not repression, not reaction, but recognition. When you recognize the truth of what's moving inside you, it loses its power to control you. It becomes a companion, a dharma bell, a guidepost. Even the painful memory is just a wave of consciousness, rising and returning home. In the next part, we'll explore how to build a personal evening ritual. One that doesn't chase sleep, but welcomes it. One that blesses the body, clears the heart, and calls peace into the room like an old friend. But before we go, let's end tonight with a simple mantra you can whisper to any memory, any moment, any visitor in the dark. Say it with your breath, slowly. I see you. I bless you. I release you. Repeat. I see you. I bless you. I release you. And then return to the breath, to the silence, to the space that holds all things without judgment. You are not broken. You are not haunted. You are simply remembering. And in remembering, you are returning. Now rest. The past has been heard, and the future can wait. Part 7. Creating a sacred sleep ritual. Ending each night in peace. Every culture has rituals. Ways to open a day. Ways to bless a marriage. Ways to grieve a death. But one of the most sacred transitions of all, the passage from wakefulness to rest, is too often left forgotten. We brush our teeth. We turn off the lights. We pull up the blanket. And then we lie there, hoping sleep will arrive like a delivery we ordered hours ago. But what if we stopped treating sleep like a transaction, something we get, and started treating it like a sacred reunion, a return to the womb of silence, a nightly homecoming to the soul, a temple we enter with reverence, not urgency. This is the gift of ritual, not routine, not habit, but ritual. A gentle, mindful invitation that says to the body, to the mind, to the spirit, you are safe to let go now. The day is complete. You are held. Tonight, let's create that together. Not with incense or chanting, unless you'd like that, but with something far more powerful. Intention, presence, and tenderness. Begin here. Before lying down, take a few quiet minutes to bless your space. Not in a religious way, in a deeply human way. Look around your room, not to criticize or tidy, but to acknowledge. This is where your body rests, where your heart softens, where dreams will rise like mist from the lake of your mind. Whisper softly, may this room be a refuge. May this bed be a boat. May this night carry me into still waters. If you like, you can dim the lights, light a small candle, or simply place your hand over your heart. You are creating not a performance, but a field of peace. Next, tend to your body with kindness. Many people, especially after 60, treat their bodies like projects. Something to fix, something to tolerate, or worse, something to resent. But what if tonight, before bed, you spoke to your body the way you'd speak to a beloved child? You can say, thank you, feet, for carrying me all day. Thank you, knees, for bending when I asked you to. Thank you, hands, for holding, for reaching, for folding one more load of laundry. You may feel silly at first, but keep going. This act of thanking the body is an ancient Buddhist form of loving kindness. It softens the nervous system. It reminds the body you're no longer being demanded. You're being received. And when the body feels received, it begins to relax. Sleep is more likely to come to a body that feels honored, not shamed, trusted, not tested. Now we arrive at the final exhale of the day, letting go. But letting go isn't an instruction. It's a ceremony, a moment to symbolically release the threads we've gathered. Try this as you lie down in the lion's rest or any peaceful posture. Imagine you are holding a bundle of threads, each thread representing something from today. A conversation, a task, a worry, a moment of joy, and one by one, imagine placing those threads into a small stream that runs beside your bed. The stream is clear, gentle, steady, carries everything with grace. Say silently, this belongs to the stream now. I do not need to carry it in sleep. Feel the release in your shoulders, in your chest, in your belly. Then take 3 breaths. With each exhale, say, let go, let go, let go. You don't need to know how. You just need to be willing. That's what ritual does. It makes the invisible visible. It gives shape to surrender. And now the final blessing. Not for the room, not for the breath, but for you. Speak to your heart now. The part of you that has endured, that has loved, that has wondered if it was too much or never enough. Place your hand gently over your chest and whisper, as if to a dear old friend, I did my best today. I forgive what was left undone. I release what I cannot control, and I welcome peace whatever form it takes. Let those words wrap around your body like a soft shawl. Let them travel through your bloodstream. Let them settle behind your eyes, in the space where dreams will soon begin to bloom. You have nothing more to prove tonight. You have nothing more to carry. You are allowed to be no one and nothing for a few blessed hours. Just a soul at rest. Just breath in the dark. Just silence holding you like the sky holds stars. Some nights, sleep may still take its time, but ritual ensures you are not waiting in despair. You are waiting in reverence. You're no longer hoping to fall asleep. You are being received by it. And that difference, dear one, is the difference between exhaustion and peace. In the final part of this journey, we will close with a full-body Buddhist sleep meditation, a guided letting go from crown to toe, so your body, your breath, your spirit can float into the still lake of sleep. But for now, may you lie down like a leaf drifting toward still water. May you rest like a bell that has finished ringing. May your dreams be kind and your heart light. Sleep is not the absence of life. It is the return to life's deepest rhythm. And you are already on your way. Part 8. Guided Buddhist Sleep Meditation. Floating into stillness? Let the world go quiet now. Let the lights grow dim inside and out. You've arrived, and there is nothing more you need to do. Tonight, let me stay here with you, not as a guide, not even as a teacher, but as a soft voice in the dark. A friend, beside you, breathing with you. You don't have to be alone with your thoughts tonight. I'll stay, gently, until your thoughts turn to clouds, and clouds drift into dreams. This final part is not about thinking. It's about sinking into yourself, into rest, into the deep, sacred stillness that lives beneath all noise. So if you're lying down now, close your eyes, loosen your jaw, let your hands fall open, and take one slow, generous breath with me. Inhale gently through your nose. Hold for a moment, and exhale slowly through the mouth, as if blowing out a candle far away. Let's begin. Now imagine you are floating, not falling, but floating, effortless, cradled by the invisible arms of stillness. Maybe you're floating on a quiet lake beneath the moon, or maybe you're floating in a warm field of golden light. There is no right or wrong place, only presence. And from here, we'll journey through your body together. Not to fix, not to change, only to greet each part with kindness. Because sleep is not the absence of awareness. It's the surrender of resistance. So let's surrender gently now. Bring your attention to the top of your head. Feel the soft space at the crown, where the world first touched you when you were born. Whisper to it, you may rest now. Let go of the day's thoughts. Let go of mental tension. No decisions remain. Now move to your forehead. Soften the skin. Let go of any furrow, any tension that came from thinking too hard, worrying too long. Whisper, you don't have to understand everything tonight. Move now to your eyebrows, your eyelids, and behind your eyes. Say, you've seen enough for one day. Let the darkness hold you now. Let your eyes sink back gently into their sockets, like stones settling to the bottom of a river. Now your cheeks, jaw, tongue, soften, unclench. Let the mouth be still, not forced shut, not holding back words. Say to your jaw, you've spoken enough. You can be silent now. Bring your awareness to your neck and throat. Feel how much has been held here, how many truths you've swallowed, how many things you wanted to say and didn't. Breathe in, breathe out, and whisper, I honor your voice, even in silence. Now your shoulders, heavy aren't they? You've carried so much. Other people's pain, the weight of responsibility, the armor of pretending you're always okay. With your next exhale, imagine those weights sliding off, and say softly, I release what is not mine to carry. Feel your shoulders melt. Now down into your arms, your hands, your fingers. Say, thank you for holding, for working, for comforting. Now be still. Let the hands uncurl. Let them forget they ever had to reach. Move now to your chest. Feel the rhythm of the heart. No need to change it. Just listen. Let it beat like a distant drum in the forest of your being. Say, I'm here, and that's enough. Let the breath expand naturally.
no forcing.
Just the gentle rise and fall of a soul being held. Now to the belly. Feel it rise, fall, like a leaf floating on the surface of a pond. Say, I trust you to breathe for me. I don't have to control anything anymore. Let go of the need to be alert. Let go of the tightness you didn't even know you were holding. Now to the lower back, the hips, the pelvis. Cradle these deep roots of your body. Say, you've anchored me. You've grounded me. Now rest. Feel the bed receive you fully here. You are no longer holding yourself up. Bring awareness now to your legs, thighs, knees. Feel the long journey they've walked. Say, thank you for carrying me through every chapter of this life. Then your calves, ankles, feet. They've stepped through decades of earth. They've stood when you were tired. They've danced, knelt, trembled, swelled. Say, you may now let go of the path. I am home. Feel them go quiet. Feel them forget time. Feel them disappear into peace. Now your whole body, picture it bathed in soft golden light, held gently in the palm of the universe. No part left out, no part unloved. Say one final blessing aloud or in your heart. This body has served me well. This body deserves peace. This body can now sleep. And as your breath becomes slower, lighter, as your awareness begins to blur like a candle behind silk, know that you are safe. Know that you are whole. Even if sleep doesn't come right away, you are in sacred rest. Even if dreams arrive or memories flicker, you are watched over by the breath, by the stillness, by this gentle love that flows through all things. And before you let go fully, one last thought to take with you, like a note tucked beneath your pillow. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are simply becoming quiet enough to hear your soul again. Tonight, you do not chase sleep. You become it. You do not escape life. You return to it in its softest form. Thank you for resting with me. I'll be here again whenever you need. You only have to close your eyes and listen. Good night, dear one. May your dreams be kind. May your waking be gentle. And may your heart always remember, you are already enough. Sleep well. The night doesn't ask you to solve anything. It only asks you to soften. So if your eyes are heavy now, or if you're drifting between breath and dream, just know, you've already begun. You don't need to fall asleep perfectly. You only need to be present, gently. And if this video brought you even a little closer to peace, I'd love to hear from you. What part of the meditation stayed with you tonight? Leave a comment below, or simply whisper a thank you to yourself. And if you'd like more meditations to help you sleep, heal, and age with compassion, subscribe to Lotus Light Teachings. We walk this path slowly together. Until next time, may your body be light, your breath be kind, and your dreams gentle.